Hi, everyone. This is Becky. I don't...
Okay. Hi, everybody. This is Leah, and we are doing a quick shot of romance. And we are on take 3 of our intro because Becky cannot get her crap together. But thank you for joining us
Right?
um, for this quick shot of romance. We don't know what's going on. On this episode of A Quick Shot of Romance, Becky and I are going to review For Never by Aurora Rose Reynolds. And this is a standalone romance. If you want to check out the synopsis, you can check our on the shelf show notes. The basics of this book, it came out March 14th, 2023. The tropes are boss, employee, one bed, grumpy sunshine, and the hero is a
He's a
total grump.
super grump.
This is the perfect example of a grumpy sunshine romance. It's a vacation romance, a fake engagement, and a slow burn. The put out percentage is 58%. And let me tell you, there's a delightful, sassy grandma in this story.
She's a hoot and a half.
A hoot and a half.
And so I love this whole setup of this book. So our heroine's name is Penny. The book is entirely in Penny's point of view.
Yes, which is actually like old school Aurora Rose Reynolds. Like she's kind of going back to those roots where she sticks with the single point of view. And she, every once in a while, you'll come across one of her books where she does give you like a little snippet of the hero's point of view. And she doesn't do that at all in this book.
I didn't miss it and I didn't need it.
I missed it a little bit just because I wanted more, but I was okay without it. Because the way this story plays out, like it works really well without Jace's point of view.
So Penny is a school teacher. I think she teaches first or second grade.
Yeah, she teaches little kids.
And her mother, it's summer. It is summer vacation. And her mother has recently gone through a bout of cancer and is in remission and is headed off for the summer to New York for a month to visit her sister.
Yes.
And Penny is staying back in San Francisco and is working to save up because she wants to surprise her mom with a trip to Paris.
Well, and also to help pay for like some of the treatment bills that they are. So she is looking for a job for the summer, and her best friend is going on maternity leave.
Is on maternity leave, yes.
And so she is filling in as an assistant for her best friend.
And Jace is a CEO of a tech hedge fund type.
He does like apps,
game development or something.
He's like a super nerd.
So he owns his company, and Penny is stepping in for his assistant for a couple of weeks because he's fired the temps that previously have worked for him. They didn't work out.
Well, he's kind of a slave driver, and not in a nice way.
And he's kind of an asshole.
He is, but he's on that line of asshole and grump, and he toes it very well.
So after a week, Penny has worked for Jace for 1 week.
Yeah.
She gets a random call like at 6 a.m. on a Saturday morning.
Yeah, that she is not happy about.
That tells her to pack a bag and to meet him at this airport.
Not even the airport, meet him at this address. Like he doesn't tell her like it's at the airport, right. I don't think.
The address.
He's like, pack a bag and meet me here. And she's like, it's Saturday. I'm not supposed to be working. He's like, I need you to do this. And he like lays down like the assholeness. And so she does, but he gives her nothing. No, he doesn't give her a lot of information.
And they've really had not a lot of contact between the two of them in the week that she's worked there. The first 2 days they had some contact, but he'd been in and out of meetings, and he's such a jerk that she just did what he asked and didn't go above and beyond.
Yeah, like she went in, she did her job, she left.
And so she shows up at this address with a suitcase. She's assuming they're going on a business meeting type thing. Instead, come to find out, Jace is taking her to his week-long family reunion and needs her to play the role of his fiance.
Yeah. But what's crazy is they get on this private plane and he hands her this dossier and is like, learn this.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm going to take a nap instead. And he gets real mad because so like the person he had hired to do this ended up with like food poisoning or something and couldn't go. And so Penny was like a last resort, but he gets real mad because she's asking questions. He's like, it was in the folder. She's like, I know, maybe, but I didn't read that. Like, I need to know these things. Like, it's in the folder. Like, he didn't even want to tell her anything.
Like he has very clear parameters around things, and she's much more like fly by the seat of your pants in the moment, and
Mm-hmm.
he is like at his end with her. He does not like it.
Yeah, well, he seems like a very type A personality. And he has not been back to this family reunion for years. Like he does not go to this family reunion. So his whole entire family is shocked. A, that he is there, and B, that he has a fiance.
Well, and this is not spoilerish. Is it spoilerish?
The sister-in-law?
The sister-in-law.
A little bit. But it's I don't think it's spoilerish because it's not a bad relationship.
No.
His sister-in-law, there's they talk about like their past a little bit, and we find out that the sister, like, she doesn't this out from him, of course, naturally, because why would he tell her this information?
Well,
She
right.
finds it out from either his mom or the sister-in-law, but
The
they
sister-in-law.
actually they used to date in college, and she actually married his twin brother.
Well, he was going to propose to her.
Yeah.
And when he went to propose, she broke up with him.
And then dated his twin brother and
Yeah.
married his twin brother
And they
and
have a
has a
little
kid
boy
with
together.
who's adorable. Adorable.
Adorable. Adorable. And this book, like, so Jake is
Jace.
Jace, sorry. I called him Jake.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently I
It's
changed
okay.
his name. Uh Jace is, I would say, gloomy and moody. And even
Mm-hmm.
though he's in the midst of this family reunion, he's basically using Penny as a decoy to do all the family things while he hides upstairs in the
And
family
works.
cabin and works. And then he
Yeah.
gets mad. He's constantly like, well, let's go on the jet ski. And she went like fishing with his dad. And he's kind of
Well,
mad.
and because I think he gets jealous of the fact that she like comes in to this dynamic and she's just supposed to be this buffer, but she's like having a lot of fun and like having a like creating these relationships with these people. And his one cousin, or maybe it's a friend, like is flirting with her, and he does not like that. He gets very upset about it. And it was like, if you want to go fishing, you will go with me. Like he gets
Well,
those like super possessive, like Aurora Rose Reynolds, like alpha hero vibes.
but and the one cousin, one of the girl cousins, her best friend always comes to the family reunion and
Oh,
totally has a thing for Jace and is flirting with him. And Penny's like, she's flirting with you. And he's like, no, she's always like that. But then there's this scene where they go skinny dipping at night.
uh-huh.
And when they're in the middle of the, like, they're off the lake, on the beach area and off
And
the
they're
dock,
fooling around a little bit,
fooling around a little bit, they hear another couple.
come into the lake and start to have sex.
They're having sex, and the two of them are trying to sneak out of the water
Yeah.
while this other couple is doing it
They're
without
not
them hearing it.
successful though.
They're not.
It's not successful and it's really funny. And it's one of those scenes that like it's just really, really funny. But
There were,
I love there's just so many dynamic characters in this book. Like the parents, like are so welcoming and loving, and even like the sister-in-law, like you feel like there's going to be this weird tabooness to it, but there's not. Like there's genuine conversation with Penny. I can't think of the sister-in-law's name,
can't either.
but like there's a genuine conversation about like how the sister-in-law actually felt really bad when all of it happened, but she was like, I didn't feel that connection with him. And then so there's some really good moments, but then we get the grandma who's a piece of work and a little Looney Tunes, but I just have to say this one
Okay,
line.
well, hold on. Wait, before you
So
say that, Jace and Penny are put into one room, so it's a one bed situation. It is a
yes,
full size bed. It's not even a
yes,
queen. It's a
yes,
full size. And they share a Jack and Jill bathroom
with
with
the grandma.
grandma.
Yeah.
And is that the part you're going to read when
Yeah.
she finds them?
Stop using the bathroom.
Oh
Yeah, at
no,
one
but before that, she walks
oh
in and Jace is on like a pallet on the
oh,
floor
he sleeps on the floor. Yeah.
and
And the
grandma's like
grandma blames Penny for being like a
like a bitch. She's like, "Why is he
yeah.
on the floor?" And she's like, "Well, he made me mad." And she's like, "Let him in the bed."
Yeah. But no, at one point she says, stop using the bathroom like it's your personal whorehouse.
So funny.
But it's just one of those lines, like, because the grandma, like, she's very blunt, and you can tell that, like, she's very blunt, and not everybody loves that. And even like the Jace's mom and Jace's aunt, they're all like, oh God, like my mom is like coming, like they love her, but they're like, she's a lot. Like I
Yeah.
can imagine us being like that when we get older.
Yes. Yeah. Like she just does whatever comes to her mind. And there's this really sweet moment for Penny. Jace has left the reunion to go talk with his brother because there's obviously a rift between
Yeah.
these brothers. And Penny is sitting on the ground talking with the cousin and the sister-in-law, and they're making daisy chains and they're making them
Yeah.
for the children. It was just such a really sweet moment because one of the things that we get about Penny is that it's just her and her mom. Her
Hmm.
dad died, and she has her best friend, but she doesn't have this big community of people, and she loves people.
She does.
And so she kind of creates, she wants this family. This is her dream kind of family. Um,
Well, and I really like that whole scene because she even like the daisy chains to just kind of come organically out of the whole situation where she was just basically messing around and doing it. And then one of the kids saw. And so she recruited the sister-in-law and the cousin to help her because all of these because there's like 70 people or like 100 people or something like that at this reunion. And so it's like, but they really created this bond over making these daisy chains that like she was just like sitting there like having like a moment to herself when these kids were like bombarding her of like I want one of those.
yeah, it was just really sweet. There was some really fun laugh out loud moments. It was a
Hmm.
quick, easy read.
It was, but there's emotion in it too, and there's moments. And one thing I really like about this one is there's no third act breakup. Like there's a misunderstanding based on some things that happen, and it's not like this miscommunication or anything like that. It's like they come home and there are things that happen and Penny takes it the wrong way. Like it is literally she reads a text wrong. And but that's one thing I like too is there's no third act breakup in this book, and they have it out like and they talk like once they cross that ledge basically like they have communication, they are open, it is very adult, there's no chaos that follows them.
No. And I really do feel like this is a great example of Grumpy Sunshine.
Yes, it really really
He
is.
wasn't an asshole. He was really just in his feels and didn't know how to communicate them.
Well, and I think part of it is he's so driven that he had a hard time shutting that part of him down. And like and that was there was conversation with him about that. Like how like there's more to life than work. There's more to life than just what you're doing. Like you need more.
Well, he wants to provide some stability for his
Hmm.
mom and dad. He's trying to make his whole family's dreams come true,
Yeah.
but with his blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah.
And I liked that. I liked this family dynamic. So this book absolutely stands alone.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any spin-offs or anything like that.
I mean, there could be eventually, but we don't know. As of now, it is a lone read.
But this is classic Aurora Rose Reynolds.
Yes,
This
it
is what
really
I
is.
like about her books.
Hmm.
That slow burn, fantastic, feisty heroines,
Yeah.
jackass heroes
Hmm.
with these really great, dynamic, funny moments.
Yeah.
Because, we all know that my most favorite scene in romance is written by Aurora Rose Reynolds. You'll have to
It is.
listen to the quick shot we did on Assumption.
Yeah.
Um, but I just
But
loved
she
this book.
well, and she blends like this is more rom-com than some of her other books, but it blends so well with the feels and the emotion, and she gets that balance right
Yeah,
every single time.
for sure. For sure. Anyway, um, everyone, Leah, thank you so much for joining us for this quick shot of romance.
Yeah, it might have started rough, but it ended on a high note.
It ended on a high note. Until next time, everyone.
Happy reading, everybody.
Find us on Instagram at buzzingaboutromance or on Twitter at buzzingromance. If you like the podcast, please leave a review. If you'd like to support us directly, join the Bookcase and Coffee Patreon and receive exclusive content only available to Patreon members. Check out bookcaseandcoffee.com for our on-the-shelf show notes.